What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, it's springtime. This weather has been so crazy because today it's still kind of chilly out here. I think it got down to the 30s last night, and we actually had a frost warning. You know, one day it's cold as could be, the next day it's hot as hell. Yeah, you just don't know what to expect. And today's one of those days that you didn't know what to expect. I hope it warms back up, but at least the pond is deep enough that the water stays kind of consistent so it doesn't have the big swings. So you can see the fish are getting more active and it's beginning to filter out all the leaves. So the water's clearing up. So that's a nice thing at least. And I do love coming out here and just chilling with the fishes. So tonight we'll be here, of course, watching the draft. I'm not sure. I may be a lone rider tonight here, except for you guys that are on the Zoom call calling in. I had so much fun doing that last night, and I think it's definitely something different than what you get anywhere else. I know it gets to be a little confusing when we start getting really excited and stuff like that, but I think it's actually kind of cool. The hard part about last night was watching how happy the Philadelphia Eagles fans were. You know, Philly 500 is like sending me pictures of Jordan Davis and we got you. We're the best team in the division. You know, you might be jinxing yourself. You just might be jinxing yourself. I'm just saying, you know, a little slice of humble pie might not be a bad thing, Philly. It might not be a bad thing. But here's the thing that you got to realize. The Cowboys, and I didn't think about this until actually John said this, and it makes complete sense. John said, how come you have to come to a press conference to justify your draft pick with paper in hand? It's like you knew that you were going to be getting all kinds of flack. You know, they come out there all smiles. You know, this is the guy we had on our board all the time. Now, it maybe they really did have that guy on their board, and maybe that's the guy that they really do like. The saving grace for the Dallas Cowboys, at least where you have to give them benefit of the doubt, is the one place and the one thing that the Dallas Cowboys have done well is the draft. That's it. The draft they have done well. They have done well, and you have to at least give them the benefit of the doubt on that. Because many times the Cowboys have gone through and they brought in a guy or drafted a guy that the experts said, you know, this guy's a bum, or you could have gotten him later. They said that with Travis Frederick. There were a lot of people that weren't happy last year when we ended up drafting Micah Parsons. No matter what you do, people aren't going to be happy. And the Cowboys know that people weren't going to be happy with that, so they were prepared at that press conference to let you know that everything is great and this was the guy we wanted, and still buy tickets. But here's the thing that you got to start looking at, because every time there's another wide receiver deal that happens, the Cowboys look dumber and dumber. I don't know if A.J. Brown will be great with Philadelphia. Philadelphia is kind of the black hole when it comes to wide receivers, in the way that Washington is the black hole when it comes to quarterbacks. That for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what your pedigree is or what you've done elsewhere. When you get to Philadelphia, wide receivers just don't. They just don't. And maybe this will be that deal that they look back and they say, why did we trade for this wide receiver? Now, the upside on this guy is, well, he's young. He's young. He's got 2 seasons of right about 1,000 yards. I mean, he got, I think, 1,069 yards last year, and so on. And they gave up a first-round pick. You know, they're playing with house money because they had extra first-round picks. So I don't belittle them on that move. In fact, I say, okay, well, you guys have had no success in recent history, really, with drafting wide receivers, so maybe trading for a veteran one, a guy who's actually been doing some great things, and having Ryan Tannehill throw to him. And Ryan Tannehill, you can't look at and say, you know, it's Aaron Rodgers, and that skews the effect. He's had not the greatest quarterback in the world throwing to him. So you can look at that and say that's actually a good move. My problem is you look at what they gave up for him. They gave up a first-round draft pick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Cowboys got hosed. And I think they knew they got hosed as soon as they did the deal. Everybody, every receiver has gotten so much more compensation than what the Dallas Cowboys got for Amari Cooper. Seriously. You're going to tell me that A.J. Brown was worth a first-round pick and Amari Cooper was only worth a sixth? The whole thing, the whole idea that we gave him away and are still paying $6 million on top of it. It's freaking ridiculous. It is crazy. Okay, speaking of crazy, now this was funny. It's a little chilly outside. So our friend Marvine's over at the house and stuff. So my wife just came out the door there. I think she was checking the temperature. So when she came out, you know, I don't know if she knew I was down here or not, but her hand was just kind of like this out the door. So I didn't know if she was like, hey, honey, are you recording? But she was actually, I think, checking the temperature to see. Oh, no, it's kind of chilly. It's kind of, okay, I don't know. Anyway, it was just funny. Sorry, I digress. But you look at this way the Cowboys handled Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper seems to be a different player in Cleveland than he was with Dallas. You already have him working and hanging out and doing things in the community with the kids. You see him actually physically able to work out in OTAs. You know, these are things that you want to see your guy doing right now here. We didn't see him able to work out in OTAs because he was always injured. But now he's there working out, getting better, working, building on chemistry and things with his teammates. The Cowboys mishandled that situation, and I'm not saying it was wrong to move on from him, but a fifth-round pick, and now on top of it, where they said you can't pay a receiver that kind of money. Well, guys, here's the reality. Wide receivers are making a lot more. Every one of these deals makes the deal that we had for Amari Cooper look that much better. Amari Cooper's contract is dropping by the wayside. Brown got $25 a year, $100 million contract. Yeah. I said this to DMV. The saving grace and the thing that has saved the Joneses from utter misery has actually been the players that they have. And for the Cowboys to have this group of guys that are 100% working out together. If this team is successful, it's that group of guys. It's because of what they do. And they're actually making up for the failings that are happening in the front office. It just is. And they're going to need to make up for these mistakes that they've made. Anyway, I'm going to be ready for tonight. I hope you join us. We're going to have fun, and hopefully we find some great talent. There's a lot of great players out there. Got another video with DMV with which direction the Cowboys go. Right now, you look at it and say, having gotten Tyler Smith, they can look at best player available. Although I'd like to get a great tight end. As me and DMV were talking about, 12 personnel could be their friend. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, at least I'm not sleeping with the fishies. See you soon.